Welcome to MalFramework tutorial number 13. We're going to cover briefings. So let's look into the mission files for the mission that I've been showing you that I've already built. It's in mission framework, config, images, remember that? This is where you'll store all your images for your briefings or your tasks or for your loading screen, and you can either use JPEGs or PAAs or both. And the briefings are in here in the briefing folder. You have a red for and a blue for T versus T, but right now it's a co-op and we're using blue for. So here is the script for the briefing. It gives you a little bit of information here, and he also gives you a website where you can go and build your briefing. So if we copy that website link, and here is the briefing builder. He starts with an ORBAT, so the player's faction, the list of groups, call signs, situation, background, area of operations, weather, visibility, enemy forces, composition, capabilities, explosives, the mission intent, logistics, support and logistics, and notes, and end conditions, restrictions, mission maker notes. You could fill all of this in. You could put like clickable links, so that would be like a like in this briefing that I have for my mission. You see this marker name, find an infill HLZ and insert into the southern part of AO Whiskey. If we go into the briefing and find an infill HLZ and insert into the southern part of AO Whiskey. Well, in the code I put
user joined your channel.
Marker number 32. In the editor there's a hidden or empty marker number 32, pretty much where this infill task marker is, and if I click this it takes me right to it. So if I was somewhere over here in the map and I'm going to find my infill HLZ, where is that? Oh, it's right here. Oh, and I need to investigate the villages of Kang. Where's that? Oh, it's right there. Where's this? Palian Kun. Oh, okay. Right here. I see. How does the map pinpoint? Well, you have invisible markers, and you can see them in the editor. Obviously, we're in the game. That's why you can't see them. So where's the RTB? The RTB is way over here. Over by the mortar or artillery pit, and there's an invisible marker here. You can change the color, you can change the font size. It gives you the code for that, so font attributes. And if you want to put an image, what code you'd have to use to put the image, and here's the clickable link. So you could build everything in his briefing builder. What I usually do is I put in or fill in what I can with the briefing builder. Then I click generate, and let's see, let's just put a bunch of stuff in so we can see. And I want it to be on the blue for side. I'm going to say generate, and it generates all of this code. So what you would do is basically copy it all, or copy to clipboard, and you would come in here and copy over all this and paste it in, but I'm not going to because this is my briefing for my mission. But you would go in there, click paste, and if you would put all the clickable links and images and everything in this briefing builder, that's all you'd have to do. Bam, done. But usually for me, I can't get it all in one like that because I'm always going back and changing the briefing or putting in a better picture or a different picture, or adding a picture or removing a picture. So I fill in as much as I can. I generate it. I come in, paste over, and then I still continue to build the briefing pretty much as I'm building the mission. And I went with his template, although you could make your own because you have the code here to do it. But I added a rules of engagement tab, and I set the font, the color, and how do we find these colors? He's using the font color, $, and then that number. So all I did was Google like RGB color picker, and it's using the hex color. So if I wanted this like blood red right here, it'd be hex color 540402, which is what I would put. That's what I would put, right here if I wanted to change, like right here, the font. If I wanted to change this summary to be dark red or that blood red, I would change that number right there. And if I wanted the font to be bigger, I would change the font. So I created a rules of engagement section for me, or my mission, and I filled it in. You can see in here some of the clickable links. I already showed you one. Here's an image. Where do you find it? Well, it's in the mission framework config image, and then it's waystation.paa, and you set the width and height. PAA is an Arma specific file, but you can also use JPEGs. So let's look at my briefing. This is where I have some pictures, some verbiage. Here's like where the Special Forces camp is, where your mission starts, right here, kMaN SF camp. Here's my situation. Took some pictures of in-game, and then I took the color out to try to make them more black and white. Didn't come out the best. It was my first try, and I'm not a Photoshop guru, so it was the best I could do. Mission, so here's my mission intent, and I have the clickable links that take you to the different areas of the map. Find an infill HLZ, and I have this task on a timer so it doesn't immediately populate when you load into the mission. It takes a few minutes, but even in your tasks you can do the same thing. I took a picture, took the color out of it, added the picture. You can also make a clickable link in the verbiage. So let's go back to RTB, and I'm like, you know what, I want to do the first task, so I assign it, it changes the color, and I click on, and it takes me right to that task. In this case, the map is pinpointing on the actual task module, I believe. Yeah, I think so. I have to go back and look at that, but basically that's what it is. When this task gets completed, the next task will populate, and you'll be able to, well, for this mission, it'll show you a picture and a clickable link. Then, so let's say it was going to be Kang, then the task would populate. There would be a picture, and you could click on Investigate Kang Village, and it would move. It would put the pinpointer right here. So go back to the briefing. We were in mission. I have all my clickable links. Then I have support and logistics. This is the one I added, rules of engagement. I used, changed colors a little bit. Sometimes getting these aligned takes a little bit of effort. So if you look at F under rules of engagement, where it is rules of engagement, situation, mission, rules of engagement, F, A, B, C, D, F. So this is what it looks like in the coding. It's actually spaced in 1, 2, or 3 spaces. So it's not aligned right here in the coding, but here it is. And I think that's because I'm using the break coding in here, I think, and that's why it looks like it's pushed over here in the coding. But when you actually view it, it's lined up. Sometimes that takes work. Sometimes you get frustrated, but you can get it. If I can get it, you can get it. And break means it starts a new line. So break, it starts a new line here, break a new line, break to skip a line, break a new line. And he even has that up here, you know, line break. That's the code you need for it. You can set the image width and height by putting that code in after the picture. But let's say you have a JPEG and you want to make a PAA, or why would you? PAAs are more of a compressed file, and they'll be smaller in size. So whenever the clients have to upload the mission to their clients or download the mission to their clients, if you use all JPEGs, it's going to be a much bigger mission file than if you have PAAs. And Malvern's framework, MalFramework, is already big because it has all of those scripts. Even though you might not be using them, it still has to upload them or download them. So anyways, I have a JPEG and I want to make it a PAA. So Garfield hooked me up with this cool website made by the guy who makes GRADPAA trenches, and it tells you exactly what it does right here. It's very simple to use. It's much more reliable and easier to use than Arma Tools PAA Converter, which I do not like at all. It just doesn't like a lot of image sizes that you try to put in. So here it is, you know, image to PAA converter. I never use this. If you want to convert an image, use this. So in this image, I just open it up in the Windows photo editor. I'm going to show you the size. It's 1298 times 1228. I didn't do anything with it. I'm going to come over here and I want to convert this JPEG to a PAA. But it gives me an error. Why is that? The dimensions have to be in the powers of 2 for a PAA. So they need to be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, blah, 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 512, 124. So I will probably make this small, a 512. So what you need to do now is, because you have this one that's an error, to keep it clean, you just delete it out of there. So I open it up and I go to resize, and I've resized it by 512 by 512. I've already done that, so I don't have to do it. So it's 512 by 512. I come in here, drop it. You know it's going to be successful because it doesn't give you a warning, and it's powers of 2. And now I can download. And you can do more than one at a time. That's why you have this download all button. But I download, save as, and let me put it on my desktop. So now this GCAM1 JPEG is now a GCAM1 PAA. And it's, let's see what the difference in file size is. The JPEG is 110 kilobytes and the PAA is 80 or 76. So it doesn't reduce it a lot, but it reduces it some. And then you would want to delete it out of there when you're done. There's also a download button that'll show up here in the top right where you can install basically the app of this same thing. and I have the app, but I was showing you on his website. So I'll put the website in the comments. But that's how you convert a JPEG to PAA. And if you see in my mission, I have a lot of images, as you saw in my briefing, and each task has an image, but you only saw one task. And most of them are PAAs to try to keep the file size down. There are a few JPEGs. But hey, it's a scripted mission. I like briefings. I like to give a little bit of history and you know give the players some like background on it. That's how you do briefings. If you have any questions, ask me, ask Malvern, find another mission maker, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.